Today's MMA Tea Company fight preview is with Christian, strictly business Carr. Christian is going to be fighting for the Maverick MMA featherweight title at Maverick 18 against Nick Corelli. That's going to be on March 26, 2022. Christian is going into his last hard sparring day today down at Algeo MMA. So appreciate you joining me this morning, Christian. How are you feeling? How's your body? How's your weight? Where are things at?
Sir, feeling good. My body's feeling great for once. That was kind of a rough patch for me these past couple of years between fights was my body not being healthy, but figuring out how to conjure up some health when it comes to that. And I'm excited to get back in there. Weight's going really well. This is probably one of the better weight cuts I've ever had in my life as far as, dropping a good deal of weight in a short amount of time. So it's going pretty smooth. I'm still eating a bunch, feeling healthy, so I can't complain about that.
And it's, you've had a pretty long layoff in terms of any fighter, but for you who was pretty active, basically since you were 18 years old, you were fighting pretty consistently. And then, you fought Sean Stefanelli, first loss in the cage, had a couple injuries and you haven't been in there since 2019. What have you learned about just your body, the way that you're able to recover, the way that you came back from that injury? What has that told you going into this fight?
Yeah. It's consistency. And, as a young kid, you go in and, you go 1,000,000% every day. And I've learned that you can't go 1,000,000% every day or else you don't have 1,000,000% to give. With Stefanelli, I learned a lot from that coming out of that fight. I learned that, if somebody wants to wrestle me, I need to wrestle them because there's, areas I can probably push myself to score some more points from there. And, in that layoff, I've been in the gym 6 days a week, 2-3 times a day since then, regardless of being injured or not. So there's so much mental development I went through that if I wasn't injured, I wouldn't have been able to expose myself to. And, it's really a blessing when it comes down to it because, there's areas of my game that I probably wouldn't have expanded unless I was forced to.
And, coming off that injury, you're in the gym, like you said, 2-3 times a day, 6 days a week. But you're someone, to my knowledge, you don't do traditional weightlifting. You don't really do a whole lot of strength and conditioning in terms of, having a strength conditioning coach, but you do more unconventional things. Like I see you in the climbing gym all the time, or, we were riding bike together for a while and, different things like that. So, how has that helped you, through this recovery as well, mentally and also physically?
Yeah. So I think the big compliment that comes from rock climbing is, it's very similar into jiu-jitsu as like you're dealing with your positional awareness constantly and your body mechanics. And, as you face a new problem, you have to face those problems with, good positioning, and you have to read the positioning. So I think that applies to jiu-jitsu and grappling very well to all those aspects as well. So I think that's super functional as well as, it's building muscle. It's a full body workout constantly. And, got to have some grip strength if you want to hold on to people. So that helps out as well. Biking's awesome, especially with dealing with my knee injuries. Getting repetitions on those pedals, goes so far. And, I'm excited for the weather to be a little nicer, so I'm not such a sissy and can get out there a little bit more.
And, you are, someone who I think a lot of people consider a grappler, right? You're a high school wrestler, jiu-jitsu purple belt. You've been grappling, I've known you since you're 13, 14 years old. You've been in the jiu-jitsu gym, but you're also a kickboxing coach, right? And you've been coaching kickboxing for a long time, and you've also been training with, some of the best fighters in Pennsylvania, New Jersey, from, Bill Algeo to Ryan Cafaro, guys like that, when you cross-train down at Algeo's gym. So, what are you looking to kind of show in terms of your all-around MMA fighting for this upcoming fight?
And, And my striking has always been a lot better than I think I've been able to display
Mhm.
in the cage. Just because I'm going to my strong suit when I'm in there. But fights like my last one, I could have opened up with my
Mhm.
striking and probably had some more success. So I'm really just looking to go out there and like feel what comes natural, like I would in a sparring match. I don't need to push for the win 100% right out the gate. So you know, feel some things out. Another thing with being out for a little while, I got to really dive into coaching 100%, and that developed my skills so much because you know there's one thing to be able to do something on your own; it's another thing to articulate that to somebody else, and having to push that from low level to high level people, and understand that from a different aspect or understand that more in the same aspect has developed so much of game planning, just technique, and building my muscle memory. So the minor things that I do when I'm not thinking of them, I can do them consciously to make
Mhm.
everything better.
Yeah, and coaching, a lot of people do talk about coaching as something that makes you just understand whatever discipline that is so much more, but it also, helps you develop, relationships with the people that you're coaching. And at 22 years old are coaching people anywhere from, youth fighters and kickboxers all the way up through people that are could be as old as your parents, and you've coached people that walked in the gym and you've been with them until they had their first kickboxing fight. um
Hmm.
what is that like, building that culture in the kickboxing room for you, and being able to walk out behind one of your fighters who couldn't even throw a jab when they first come in, and then you feel confident enough to put them in the ring with someone?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty crazy because you walk in and sometimes you're like, man, I don't know if this is going to work out for some people. But with lit, listening and consistency is what really works for everybody. So, you work with me when you're in the gym. You listen, you pay attention, and you put your best foot forward, and then you let me play like a video game from the corner. It usually can go pretty well. Um, yeah, it's great. Building people up from kind of nothing. I mean, no knowledge in striking to just seeing them be able to work techniques in the gym pretty much effortlessly is pretty rewarding as a coach. I think my favorite thing in coaching anybody is a couple of my buddies from the gym, Jason Heggie and Tom Horning. They did a jujitsu tournament, and they both came up to me after and said that they hit this uh, bait drag single in every single match they had in that tournament. I think that was my favorite thing I've gotten out of coaching.
And it does feel great when someone comes up to you and says that something that you directly taught them, resulted in them being able to take someone down, win. So, I would agree, the same there with coaching. Is anytime you can influence somebody to win, is it feels good.
Yeah.
Now, speaking of of winning, right? You're going into this fight. You want to, get that Maverick strap. You're fighting Nick Corelli. What do you know about Nick? What do you think he's going to come out to do? What are you expecting for this fight?
Nick, he comes from Nicatones up in Jersey. So a great program. So a lot of respect for those guys, and he's 3-0, all three finishes. So he brings it to everybody he's going against. The only thing is uh, his opponents haven't had a lot of experience, so I don't know what to really build that off of. It's nothing against him. He's obviously gone out there and performed very well. Um, I've only been able to see one of his fights from what's up on the internet, and he's a pretty tough guy. He has some pretty decent striking, and looks like he hits pretty hard. So my goal is to obviously not get hit and put a pace on there that hopefully he can't keep up with, which I'm sure he's going to be able to for a while because, like I said, he's working out of a great, respectable gym, and ultimately go out there and work my game plan and hopefully be a step ahead and not let him work his game plan. And then that will be how I'll be able to capitalize on it, on my opportunity.
Awesome, man. We're looking forward to it. I know it's been a long time coming for you to get back in the cage. I'm sure you're excited. Before we let you go, just wanted to give you a chance to shout out, everybody who's been helping you out get back to the cage, from sponsors, coaches, training partners, what have you.
Yeah, man. I mean, a ton of people, super, super thankful for the guys up at Algio MMA. You know, Malik, Bill, and Anthony Dill, they've really been helping me out with this, just developing and, you know, giving me good heart spar and showing me where I suck a lot of times. So that helps me out. You know, all my people at Gracie 717, there's really too much to individualize all those people, but especially Damien, Jason, he's one of my top grappling partners, you know.
Mhm.
They're really helpful. I got to roll with you the other day again. That was pretty
Not
brutal.
not fun for me.
So it was a good time, but importantly, my sponsors, we have Eric Forberger from his photography company. He's helping me out like always. Silver Lining Tattoo, Christian Steve, my tattoo artist. He's always inking me up a little bit. Randy Fry, Renaissance Chiropractic, keeps my spine in line. Ross Stockdale with his company. I think it's P&G Marketing. Yeah, P&G Marketing. He's helping me out. Steve McDowell, he's helping me out with my nutrition this camp. And let me tell you what, I had probably the best salmon I've had in my life the other day from him. So that was really good. And then I got my sister and my mom with their real estate business helping me out. You know, I got a whole family of realtors. If you need to buy a house, reach out to me. I got my buddy Jude with his little music career, threw me some cash to help me out. Poetry House Music on Instagram. And then my old stomping grounds, Hot Zoo Pizza, always helping me out with some sponsorship. And then I'll probably go there and eat a bunch of food once I'm done cutting weight.
Awesome, brother. We're looking forward to you, you know, getting back in there, fighting for Maverick. That's going to be March 26th for the featherweight strap, strictly business. Carr. We'll talk to you on the other side.
All right. Thank you, brother.
Awesome. Thank you.
Peace.